Okay, howdy peoples, this is a quick run through of my pedal board. On the far right of your screen, BBE Sonic Stomp basically just adds clarity to clean stuff and a bit of oomph to your distortion. Digitech Timebender delay, which does a range of delays. Boss SL20 slicer, which does basically pattern processed cut up tremolo effects. Chorus Factory, just chorus sounds with a bit of warbly modulation. A Digitech Weapon, which is basically a multi-effects, does a range of things, which I'll go through later. RC2 Loop Station, Boss RC2 Loop Station, it's just a basic looper with a lot of beats, unlike some of the other loopers. A Red Witch Fuzz God, which is a really nice fuzz pedal, does a nice thick sort of heavy sort of fuzz and a bit more interesting stuff as well. The Boss PS6 Harmonist, which is basically just like a pitch shifter and can operate similar to a whammy in the S-bend mode. An Electro Harmonics Freeze pedal, which basically just holds whatever note you're playing and you can play over the top of it. A Red Witch Compressor, which is just a nice basic sort of compressor sort of a sound. A Plutonium Chihuahua, which is a simple wah which is activated by your foot and then turns itself off when you stop. This is just a foot switch for the Blackstar HT5 mini stack that I'm using. And the last one is a Digitech SynthWah envelope filter, which does, as it says, a range of synthy envelopey effects. So I've got the Sonic Stomp on at the moment, and I'll just quickly go through what the pedals do. To start with I'll start with the Digitech Timebender, a simple sort of a delay. So it obviously just does your basic delay. And also does a range of interesting sort of delays as well. I think what I was just playing was one of the harmonic ones, which you can hear now, and a range of those where it's basically the repeats are different intervals. Each repeat is a different interval, like such. And next to that you've got the Boss Slicer pedal, which, as I said, cuts up patterns and gives this type of effect. And sounds really nice, along with a bit of distortion. You can get some really interesting sounds out of it. Realised that's with the Timebender as well. Here's the slicer on its own. Next to that, just a basic chorus pedal. Get rid of the distortion. Next to that, the Weapon pedal, which, as I said, multi-effects. I think this is basically the whammy sort of harmony sort of setting. Also does some interesting stuff like, well, what it calls a sitar effect. And just some basic distortion and phaser. Obviously the looper pedal, that's self-explanatory. Next to that we've got the Red Witch Fuzz God. I'll just give you a quick demo of basic fuzz. The interesting thing about that is that with the second switch kicked in, the Wrath switch, you get, well, I'll let it explain itself. And on the tick. And so forth. Next to that, you've got the PS6 Harmonist, which obviously does similar to what I demonstrated with the weapon, different harmony and pitch shifting effects. I mostly use it for the S-bend effect, which is much like the whammy pedal, which with distortion sounds much like a whammy, like this. Next to that, freeze pedal, which obviously does, as I explained before, holds a note like such. And then you can play over the top. It's also pretty handy for just holding chords as you do a chord progression. Next to that, compressor. And next to that, the wah. And obviously the black star, which flicks on the distortion channel, and the SynthWah, which gets some pretty interesting effects like such. Or other settings. Which are similar. Also has an interesting setting, which I think is the number one. It's just basically an auto wah filter sort of setting, which I think sounds, I refer to it as the Rolf Harris wobble board effect. Basically just an auto wah. That's generally it. You can get some interesting combinations with everything. I've got the Timebender and the slicer synced up with each other and the looper, so that basically when I've got this beat synced up with both, so that, a different beat synced up with both. So this beat is synced up with the Timebender and the slicer, which at my calculation is 105 BPM, and you can get some interesting effects with the combination of all of those, which I'll just show you. So here's just your basic delay. Then once you kick in the slicer, maybe some chorus. fuzz.